Title: An Unexpected Adventure in Dreamland. Once upon a time, there was an adult who went to sleep with no particular expectation. Little did they know, they were about to embark on an unexpected adventure through Dreamland. The adult awoke to find themselves surrounded by a lush grassland, cooled by a gentle breeze. Looking around, they noticed they were in the middle of an open field with no other living creature in sight. They stood in awe of the mysterious landscape, unsure of where it had come from or why they were here. After a few moments of reflection, they took a deep breath and ventured forward. As the adult moved through the grass, strange creatures began to appear all around them. Some were tall, some were short, and some didn't look like anything they had seen before. They encountered a strange and beautiful fairy that welcomed them to Dreamland and explained the rules. Everything they experienced and felt had the potential to become true in their waking life. If they sought something with all their heart, their dreams would be the key to their heart's desire. The fairy gave them the gift of a magical map to help guide their way. This was their ticket for an unforgettable journey through the alluring and exciting dream world. Everywhere they turned, they were enthralled by its magnificence and allure. The adult continued their journey, unraveling different landscapes filled with surprise and enchantment. One moment they were knee-deep in an ocean of stars, another they were fighting off wolves in a forest. They saw enchanted castles up high on mountains and accessed ancient libraries buried deep beneath the Earth's surface. The adult became more and more fascinated with each new experience they encountered. They could feel themselves learning and growing, never quite sure what their journey would bring next. Finally, the adult reached a crossroads. They could stay in Dreamland forever or return to their own reality. After spending a few moments reflecting on all the incredible experiences they had just had, the adult eventually chose to depart from Dreamland with an open heart full of memories and a newfound understanding for life. He alas returned to his own reality, changed forever by this unexpected adventure through Dreamland. Next story. The Dream of Flight. As the sun set, Mary tucked into bed after a long day at work. She always had a strange fondness for being tucked in like a child, but refused to admit that it comforted her. She snuggled under the covers, and soon her thoughts drifted to daydreams of adventures in the sky, soaring above clouds and racing dragons. Mary pretended that she was flying around the world, seeing all its wonders with her own two eyes. In her mind's eye, she could feel the whipping wind on her face and smell the salty ocean air as she flew over the sea. She laughed out loud as she imagined soaring through canyons and around obstacles, zigzagging through the sky. Mary flew deeper and deeper into the sky, and eventually from above, she could see the great marvels of the world. There were mountains, deserts, jungles, and plains all laid out before her. She watched the world move below her and sighed with contentment. It was like a dream come true. It was the closest she ever felt to freedom. As Mary flew high above the earth, she felt her exhaustion wash away as an internal flame burned brighter inside her. It was a fire of inspiration, a fire that would fuel her dreams of flight even when reality seemed monotonous and dull. Mary felt unstoppable. Anything was possible and nothing could get in her way. But before she knew it, the sun began to rise and the midnight sky shifted from inky black to soft blue-gray. Mary awoke from her reverie with a new spark of motivation and excitement. She realized that opportunities to explore the world waited for her just beyond her doorstep, and that with each new morning came a chance to make them real. With that thought in mind, Mary pulled her blanket tight around her and fell into a peaceful slumber with a smile on her lips. Flight was just one more dream waiting to be realized, and tomorrow was another day. Next story. A tale of love, adventure, and triumph. Once upon a time, in a faraway land lived a brave and courageous princess named Elena. Elena was the daughter of a powerful monarch and had grown up believing in the power of love and friendship to conquer all odds. She was headstrong and determined, never backing down from what she wanted. One day, Elena decided to take a journey across the kingdom, believing that it would help her understand the world better and bring her closer to finding true love. Bidding farewell to her parents, she set out on an adventure. As she traveled, Elena made some unexpected discoveries. She met a dragon that had been exiled from its home after getting into a fierce fight with another dragon. The dragon taught her about loyalty and courage, leading her to stay true to her own convictions even when faced with obstacles. She also met a meditative sage who dwelt in the woods. His wisdom helped erase her fear and helped her understand the importance of taking risks in order to realize her dreams. Elena soon came across a group of bandits who had stolen from many travelers along the way. With her newfound courage, she managed to scare them away, restoring some of the stolen items back to their rightful owners. Finally, after several months of travel, Elena returned home with a sense of pride and accomplishment for having experienced so much. But most importantly, she had grown to understand the meaning of love and friendship and believed that these would help her find true happiness in life. Now back in her kingdom, Elena set out to find true love. After days of searching and many ups and downs, she finally found her one true love, a prince named Aaron, and they got married. Together they lived happily ever after, with their newfound wisdom of love always guiding them through. Next story. A fantasy tale of time travel. Once upon a time, there was a brave young man named Adam. One night, while he was sleeping, he was visited by a mysterious figure who granted him the power of time travel. While Adam was excited to explore all of the wonders the universe had to offer, he was warned to take caution because his journey could alter the future, and even his own. With that in mind, Adam began his travels. Adam was mesmerized by the new and exotic lands he encountered along his journey: ancient dinosaur-inhabited forests, futuristic cities, strange alternate realities, and much more. Yet as time passed, Adam began to realize that time and space continued to spiral in an infinite loop. One day, Adam found himself transported to a beautiful garden. After exploring the grounds, an old wise man appeared and gave him a key. He warned Adam not to use it, as it would take him back in time to before his journey began. Adam was confused, but agreed to keep the secret. The wise man then told him of a hidden city deep within the garden, accessible only by the key. He said the city was home to the most powerful beings in the universe and that it was their mission to protect history from any changes caused by Adam's travels. Adam thanked the wise man, took the key and ventured off on one last journey deeper into the garden and ultimately to the hidden city. There he found himself transported back in time, back when his journey first began. Startled but elated, Adam realized he had been granted one final chance to change his past and adjust the course of his timeline. He thought long and hard about what he wanted to change and eventually decided to put an end to all his traveling altogether. He returned to the present day feeling content, having learned valuable lessons and grateful for the new perspectives he had gained along his travels. Adam knew that he could always pick up where he left off whenever he chose, but for now he enjoyed simply being at home. Next story. The Tale of the Middle of the Night Moon. The clock struck midnight and the house was cast in a dark stillness. As Sarah, the house owner and a hardworking woman of 50+ years, pulled her bedsheets up tightly around her, she felt something odd that jolted her from her sleep. A light shone through her windows. Sarah, who was used to midnight stillness, got up out of bed to investigate. When she went to the window, she could not believe what she saw. A huge white moon was in the sky, larger than any Sarah has ever seen before. The moon emanated a tranquility and quietness that seemed to wash away all the day's worries. Mesmerized, Sarah stayed by the window, taking in the peacefulness of the night. Suddenly, she noticed movement in front of the moon. A beautiful woman appeared in the sky, her hair and gown billowing around her in the midnight breeze, crowned with stars and with a sly smile. Sarah knew immediately who this was: the goddess Luna, ruler of the night sky. Luna spoke in a gentle voice as if filled with both wisdom and weariness from millions of years in the night sky. She spoke of her duties over the years and the never-ending changes that come with it. When describing her day, Luna mentioned how she hung in the sky full of spirit until after midnight, when it was time to beat a hasty retreat to rest and gather strength for the next night's journey. As the story ended, Luna began to slowly fade until she disappeared back into the darkness and stillness of midnight. Sarah watched in awe as she disappeared into the vast blackness of the night sky. And as Sarah turned away from window, closing her eyes to get some sleep, she heard Luna faintly saying good night in her voice filled with unending peace and tranquility. And everything was dark and still again. Next story. The Unexpected Adventure, a bedtime story for adults. Once upon a time, in a magical kingdom far away, there lived a brave knight who decided to embark on a grand quest. He was looked upon kindly by his peers and admired by the townspeople. The knight left his village, determined to make a name for himself by seeking out and vanquishing some great evil. He set out on a long, winding path, and after many days of travel, he encountered an old wise sage at the base of a mountain. The sage warned the knight that there was an evil witch living in the deepest parts of the forest, and that she had enslaved many creatures in her castle. The knight bravely accepted the quest and set off for the evil witch's lair. He soon found himself out of his depth. After days of wandering through the dense forests, he encountered an enormous castle guarded by giant hounds and fierce dragons. It was clear to him that this was the evil witch's castle. Fearlessly, he ventured inside the castle and encountered a host of strange creatures, some friendly and some hostile. None of them could offer any help, however. He eventually found the witch in her tower laboratory, and after a brief battle, he succeeded in conquering her. The wizard awarded him with a powerful enchanted sword. He also gave the knight access to a secret passageway that led to her treasure chamber. In this chamber, the knight found all sorts of wondrous things: piles of gold coins, magnificent jewels, and enchanted artifacts. After completing his quest, he journeyed home with enough wealth to last several lifetimes. There were even stories of a secondary passageway he took leading to a secret garden filled with many magical creatures that could never be found anywhere else. On his way home, the knight realized how much he had grown from his experience and was humbled by all that had happened to him. From then on, he remembered to always trust his own instincts and bravery in even the hardest of times. And this is the bedtime story of how one brave knight found a hidden world of magic and danger, and how he emerged triumphant with newfound wisdom and riches beyond compare.